the first topic on our channel. So if you didn't see our last video, which we're going to be covering, there will be some demonstrations, but check out my last video that I just posted, and that'll explain a little bit more depth on what we're going to be covering. We will do some demonstrations, and some of these will be, I won't be explaining some of my magic effects. That I'll save for another video. And apart that, this is going to be strictly mediumship blog, and mediumship excerpts, and some tutorials on how it works, and explanations like this video here. So we're going to get into it. So the first topic we're going to be covering is color theorem. How does color theorem work and added to mediumship? So for starters, is I just sent colors and stuff that conveys to mediumship. So this could be why, like in certain places in certain mediumships in the past, where pictures will convey a certain color or ambience and certain fields around the photography and pictures. Some of that happens in the videos and recordings and stuff nowadays in my magic performances and stuff. So I had to upgrade the camera and go to HD, and it changes because the older the camera, it catches those little electricity and amplified effects and how you would say auras and stuff, but we won't be talking about auras. So continuing on that basis, we're gonna cover a little bit about auras, but we're not gonna call it auras because it's covering the exterior of a person. Auras is for a full body, so we don't read auras, or we don't convey what an aura is when a person is there. It's the ambience of the exterior of a person that is read in the color theorem. So with that being the case, before we go over that, we're gonna get into the high frequency and low frequency informations, dense connections, and the weight of what that's meaning is why mediumship was so popular in abandoned buildings and places that convey certain environment. Because if you see some of the paranormal researchers out there and the captives out there that go around, they can see that stuff. It's the density and weight of the air in a room that's been distressed and been long abandoned there, and it's still there, and it still holds that presence. And that conveys the difference between high frequency information and low frequency information on the devices they have to use to look for that stuff in a certain place in the abandoned building, or a certain aperture of, say, from video to other devices and stuff that can differentiate and find those different high and low frequencies, high and low frequency information of what they're looking for. And it's very real, and that you cannot put a magic effect on and stuff like that. So this is all mediumship, and you can feel the density of the weight of the air in there has a certain weight and feel, and you can feel it in different parts of the room, only in abandoned buildings because it's been there so long, in the temperature and certain ratios and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna go too far on that and everything. So there's some good ones out there you can watch and stuff and convey more if you would like to learn about that stuff. But now we are covering back to the color theorem of a person that conveys of an exterior. We're not gonna call it aura. This can be both impassive and petro. So that's what we're going off of. Impassive and petro coloring of the person that's being conveyed. So for you as the person in mediumship, what I do is you can ask them a color. It sometimes work with objects, but right now we're just gonna go over colors. So for you to read a color of a person, either off the exterior of a person, it's gonna be real faint. It's not gonna be heavy colors. For them, it's gonna be a heavy color to them. They will think of a heavy color to you, and you will convey a faint color of that thought and present it to them as the notion of their thought of what they were thinking, petro and impassive. So that works two ways. So impassive is one and petro is another. This can go either by the way the person is conveyed during your mediumship or seance or whatever you're conveying to the person. I don't use it too much in tarot reading cards, a little bit in some of my feng shui teaching, and maybe not feng shui teaching, feng shui reading. Tea leaf reading, maybe a little bit, not so much. But instead of to the person, I convey it to the tea leaves and I read the color ethereum from there. Then passive and petro colors from there of what I'm conveying on the board while I'm working with them. But in magic and during my magic performances, this will always be towards my magic performances. So I won't do none of that in my magic performances, but it's just an example. So you ask, what's impassive and petro colors, and how's that add into the color ethereum and stuff? It conveys as a person is, as you, the way you look at somebody, and it's very common in pregnant women. You can see their new glow if there's a newborn being born, or them being pregnant before they even know they're pregnant, or so on the cases and stuff like that. Or if a person's been eating more healthier, more greens, more health glute stuff, you can tell their skin is more vibrant and more active and more alive. Not from the sun, but for more their eating habits changed and stuff like that, and certain drinks like that. Either they're drinking and healthy, but we'll keep this PG-13 for the children, but just certain stuff like that can cover and make a difference on the person's coherence of visibility of how they're interacting when they come to whatever seance or whatever you're trying to present before, ahead of time, and during. Some of these could be amplified during the seances and during any of your transitions that you're trying to convey with the other person during that time and moment, and it could be lightened and stuff. So they have a certain ambience about them, that ambient that shines, but it's always on the exterior, never as a whole person. A whole person would be represented as an aura, but we want to be seeing auras. But for people that just starting out, I guess, if you want to, just start by the exterior, impassive and petro. So it's either one of the two, but it's always going to be the exterior of what their whole body, like almost like a vivid outline, so you'll be able to see the edges of them clearly and stuff. Maybe not right on the spot, but it does take concentration. It takes a lot of concentration before the exterior can convey itself to you. So it does have to be either a one-on-one session, it could be a group session, but it does take a little bit of moment, just not instantly and stuff like that. But for a moment and stuff, for the examples given in the video and stuff, momentarily, something like that. But rarely the case, but we'll get more into it and everything. So I just wanted to pop in and say hello to everybody. Bueno, hello Chin, Daja How, and everybody watching. Hola, gente, and we'll catch you on our next video of Mediumship. So if you guys enjoyed that, thank you, and we'll catch you in the next one. We'll convey another topic of mediumship, or if you would like any answers or questions, feel free to escribe en el comentario, and we'll see you on the next video. Write, comment, and subscribe.